Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing extremely well. I've got a beautiful, very glamorous smoky eye full coverage makeup for you today. First of all, I'm starting out with my moisturiser and I'm using an SPF free moisturiser because I'm actually going out after this. So I don't want any flashback, but my skin was super dehydrated, so I needed a lot of moisturization. And then I'm going to put on a primer, which is by IT Cosmetics by Under Eye, and it's not actually a primer, it's a concealer. However, I use this as a base for my makeup, and this is going to enhance all the colours and let the makeup stand on the eye all night. And then I'm just pressing in a translucent powder, and then that's going to help blend out all of the eyeshadows. Next, with the Tarte cosmetic, I think it's called the Tartlette in Bloom, I'm taking taupey with a slight pinky undertone, and I'm using a really big fluffy brush just to carve out the crease. Then I'm just taking a terracotta shade and I'm just putting that right into the crease just to deepen that up a little bit and give it a little bit more depth. Next, I'm just taking a clean fluffy brush and I'm just blending out any of those edges. Then I'm just taking this pink blusher from Avon and I'm just taking that same brush and I'm just putting that into the crease just to give it a bit of a pinky undertone. Next, I'm just taking a setting spray and that fluffy brush, and I'm just using a black from the same palette. Again, I will just put everything down in the description bar just so you don't miss out on anything, but you can use whatever you want. But I'm just taking that black and I'm really patting it into the base of the eyelid, and what that's going to do is just going to intensify it a little bit more. And then I'm just taking that same blending brush and I'm just blending out all those edges. You'll have to keep going back and forth to do this just to get your desired effect. Next, with the wipe, I'm just cleaning any edges. Next, I'm going to carry on with the skin and I'm using two primers. One is a little bit of a moisturising primer, which is by Rimmel, and then the next is illuminating primer, and I've just mixed both together. And with primers, I have to say it every time, but this is the real time of how much I really work it into the skin. If you don't, your foundation is just going to sit on the top of the skin and not be a part of it. So this is why I really enhance the fact that you should really rub your primer in. And as you can see, it takes me quite a while to do. Next, I'm going to take my favourite Estee Lauder Maximum Cover foundation and I'm putting this on with a damp beauty sponge by Real Techniques, and I also sprayed some of my setting spray onto it. And trust me guys, this foundation is super thick and super full coverage, so a little goes a long way. As you can see, I've done my ear, but you probably do your foundation all absolutely fine, so I'm going to kind of really rush through this part. But this foundation does need working into the skin quite a bit. It's a very moussey texture, and I think I use the colour Creamy Vanilla or Vanilla Cream, something like that. Again, I will put that down in the description bar below. and I'm just really pushing this into the skin, and I really take my time on this. Next, I'm taking the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye, and as you can see, I'm working this into my fingers first, into my ring fingers. I use the ring fingers because it's a very light touch, and around the eyes are very delicate, so you don't want to drag the skin. So I'm pressing this in to the under eye area and giving it that triangle effect because I want to highlight that area. And again, with the same beauty sponge, I'm just pressing it back into the skin. Next, I'm going to take that same concealer and I'm just going to push that down the bridge of my nose, onto my chin and on my forehead. And then I'm obviously just going to push that back in with that Beauty Blender sponge. Next, I am doing what they call baking. You've probably seen this 1,000 times on other videos. I only do this if I'm having a super glam day or something, and I'm just taking that powder and I'm putting it underneath all the parts that I kind of highlighted, but also I'm just taking it under the cheekbone, and that's going to help accentuate. Next, I'm taking a bronzer and I'm really carving out my cheeks right at the back of near the ear. It will look ridiculous for now because you're going to think it's far too dark for my skin, which it is, but I'm going to show you a little trick at the end just to blow it all out again and to make it kind of one with your skin. What's left on the brush, I'm going on the top of my forehead, and that's just going to help warm the skin up. And now you can see I'm doing a small line adjacent to the contour just on the edge of my eye, and that's just going to lift all of your face completely upwards, and that kind of thing you want with makeup. You want everything to be lifted and looking really sculpted. Again, what's left on my brush, I'm just taking that under the chin. So I'm just taking a highlighter and I'm just highlighting the inner corner of my eyes, and this is going to really make the eyes twinkle. And then the two colours that we used in the socket line, I'm just taking that on a small pencil brush and I'm just putting that underneath my lower lash line. Then I'm going to take that dark colour, almost black, and just put it on the lash line again. Then with that same blending brush, I'm just blending all of that out so it's all seamless. With a clean duo fibre brush, I'm just wiping that bake away, and I'm kind of buffing it into that contour as well, so it doesn't look like you've got a brown stripe or a Mars bar slapped across your face. As you can see, it's really blown out those edges. I'm taking that same blusher as we used in the eye socket, and I'm just putting that on top of the contour, and instead of swiping, I'm just pushing it into the skin. I don't want anything too crazy. And then I'm just taking my favourite highlighter and then I'm putting that right on top of the cheekbones, and as you can see, it really glows. Then I'm taking that down to the bridge of my nose. I'm not putting it on the end of my nose. As you can see, my nose is quite turned up, and that's only going to accentuate that. So I'm doing my brows, and as you can see, I brush them downwards. And then I'm just taking my brow pomade or pomade, however you want to say it, on a thin angle brush. And as you can see, I'm just using light feathery motion strokes, and I'm just putting that on top of the eyebrow. Then I brush it upwards, and then I'm just taking that same brush very lightly again. I don't want these eyebrows to look drawn on, so that's why I use very little product. A little goes a long way. and then I'm just kind of drawing a feathery line underneath. Then I'm just turning my brush up the other way and almost giving light feathery strokes upwards to mimic brow hairs, and that's going to make your brows look more realistic. Taking another brush or a spoolie, I'm just blending those colours together, and then with a brow mascara I'm just putting that through the hairs. I'm going to use my mascara, and you only need a couple of coats of this because we will be using lashes. So with the lashes, I've put the glue on the base of the spine. I've let that dry for 30 seconds and I've popped it on looking down into a mirror. So I pop on the middle and then I tuck in those edges from outside to inner corner. Then I'm taking more mascara and I'm just putting it on the base of the lash line, and then these are just going to get squeezed together with the lashes, and trust me, that's what helps stick them together and become one with your eye. And as you can see, it just makes the look and pulls it together completely. Then I'm taking the MUA lip lacquer in the colour, I'm not entirely sure, but I thought this was too red. I thought I was going to try and link it in with the blusher and the eyes, but I'm taking a lighter colour and I'm just mixing it into the red berry shade, and just to make it in a bit of a more of a nude. And then I'm just taking more translucent powder, and this is where it becomes one with the skin. So I just take a small amount and I'm doing the buffing technique. Wayne Goss is a big fan of this, I'm a big fan of this, and it just kind of makes everything one, no harsh lines, and it will make your makeup last all day and all night. That's it guys, this is the final look. I hope you like it. Please give it a thumbs up, and if you want you can subscribe, it's totally free, but I will see you in the next video and I'll see you soon.